Hello, everybody. This is your friendly neighborhood ESL and accent reduction tutor, David Berlin. Now, I am wearing a sweatshirt that I got. You can see here. I'm wearing a sweatshirt that I got from the Bradley Beach Fire Department. And they were kind enough to gift me a sweatshirt. Was outside a pizzeria in Bradley Beach, New Jersey, where I used to live, and it was cold. The evening was getting cold, and I saw a friend, and I asked him if he could get me if he had a sweatshirt or something in his truck. He said no, but I'll go over to the fire department and see what we have. And Clubhouse was right across the street, so he got me a special blue Bradley Beach supporter fire department sweatshirt. And I have to say, if you live in a small town, even if you live in a bigger area, support your local fire department because they're there for you when you need them. Okay, today we're going to talk about the D ending, the T ending, the T ending, and the ED, the OOD ending, when you make something into a past tense, right? When you have a verb and you make it past tense means it happened back there in the past, right? Past tense, right? So you add either a T sound or a D sound or an OOD sound to make it past tense. So an example is the verb salted, right? So to put salt on something, right? He salted his food. It happened back there yesterday night. He salted his food so heavily that I don't see how he could eat it. Salted, right? Or touch, touched, touched, touched. We add a T sound. Touched to make it past tense, right? Touched, checked, checked, checked. Past tense of the verb to check, right? To look at something, to examine something, to check it, right? Checked. He checked his blood sugar, which I do now 3 or 4 times a day. Anyway, or he he played his guitar. Played is the past tense to play, right? He played with his friend yesterday. Played. Okay, so how do you know whether to add a T sound or a D sound or an OOD sound to make it past tense? It's very simple, okay? If the verb is not irregular, this only works for regular verbs, right? It doesn't work for irregular conjugations. But for regular verbs in English, to make it simple past tense, if the verb ends in an unvoiced sound, a sound that doesn't use your vocal cords, like touch, if you go there's no buzz at your vocal cords. If you put your finger right to your voice box, your larynx, your voice box, feel your vocal cords make the ch sound, like in chair. Ch, ch. There's no buzz, right? Touch ends with a sound that doesn't buzz. Touch ends with a ch sound. So you simply add a T sound to make it past tense. Touched, touched, touched. That's true of all that's true of all regular verbs in English that end with an unvoiced sound. You just add a T sound to make it past tense. Touched, 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 checked, checked, checked. Right? It ends with a k sound, which is unvoiced, vocal cord buzzing. Checked, checked. The k sound doesn't make a buzz in your vocal cords, so you end it with a t. Checked, checked, checked. Now look at this verb, pour, right? He poured a drink into a glass, right? Pour ends with the sound, which does make a buzz at your vocal cords, the R sound. Pour, pour. So when it ends with when a verb ends with a sound that does make a buzz at your vocal cords, to make it past tense, you finish it with a D sound. Poured, poured, poured. Right? Okay, and here's another one. Let's see if we can find one. Inked, inked. No, that won't work. That's not correct. That's not correct. I'm sorry. What's a good one? Let's see. Uh, Papered. He papered over the hole in the wall. Papered, right? Um, let's look at another one. Let's see here. Let's see. Sampled. Sampled. He sampled the food on the plate. Sampled. To sample means to take a little bit of it just to get an idea of it, how it tastes, right? He samples it. You take a little bit of something, right? He sampled the food, right? So you add a D sound because the sample verb ends with an oral sound. It ends with an L, which is voiced. You make a buzz at your vocal cords to make the L sound. So you make a D to make it past tense. Sampled, 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 right? Okay. Okay. Now, the exception is when you have a verb that already ends in a T or a D sound, right? So a verb like salt, right? So he salts his food, right? He pours salt on it, right? So to make it past tense, because it already ends in a T sound, you add the ud sound to make it past tense. Salted, 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 right? Then you add the ud sound to make it past tense. Salted, right? Or medicate, right? He medicated the horse's foot, right? Because it ends in a T sound, you see, so you add the ud. He medicated the horse's foot. Medicated. You add the ud sound because it already ends in a T, right? So you can't just add T. You have to add something else. So you add ud. Medicated. Medicated. You see? So that's how it is. If the verb ends in an unvoiced sound, you add a T sound to make it past tense. If it ends in a voiced sound, you add a D to make it past tense. If it already ends in a T or a D sound, you add the ud sound to make it past tense. And that is true for all regular verbs in English to make them simple past tense. Okay? This is your friendly neighborhood ESL and accent reduction tutor. And remember to support your local fire department. This is David Berlin, your friendly neighborhood ESL and accent reduction tutor. And if you're interested in lessons, ESL or accent reduction lessons, or lessons in American culture or corporate culture or idioms or things like that, you can give me a call at 732-807-5424 or text at that number, or hit me up on Skype at david.berlin.esl, or just call me or text. Once again, my number is 732-807-5424. I can't call you. You have to call me. Call or text today, okay? This is your friendly neighborhood ESL and accent reduction tutor signing off. Goodbye.